Don't talk to a lender. Don't tour a house. Absolutely don't make an offer, because you're going to want to listen to this episode today, because we're going to be talking about the biggest regrets and biggest mistakes you can potentially make. So don't do it until you watch this.
These are the 15 questions every Tampa Bay resident needs to ask themselves before they sign a contract, spend a dime, or fall in love with the wrong house.
Today, I'm sitting down with one of our lead agents, Chris Alfaro, aka Chris the Closer.
Absolutely. One and only.
Close those deals.
Closing those deals, baby.
And we're going to be talking about the top 15 things buyers need to know. We're going to be covering a lot. We are also offering a free download that's going to have a lot of the content we're talking about today. So right over here, hit the QR code.
Yeah. Hit it. Hit the QR code. What are we doing?
Hit it. And you're going to be able to download the guide that's going to lead you to our website. It's about 20 pages. Super easy to read, and it'll be talking a lot of the things that we're talking about today. So please go check it out.
All right. We're going to be covering neighborhoods, financing, common traps, and how to get free money. Okay, free money. Free money, dude. We're talking free money. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Today we're going to be going over 4 parts. Part 1 is going to be talking about financial readiness. We want to make sure you're there. Part 2 is market reality check, because you know we need it. There's a lot of hype conversation about the market crashing. Part 3, finding the right home for you. There's tons of regrets of moving into a neighborhood that probably wasn't the neighborhood you wanted to live in. And part number 4, it is contracts to closing. Super important. There's a lot of steps that we go through, so we want to make sure we break some of those steps down for you. And that'll be a wrap for the 4 parts. All right, Chris, part 1, financial readiness. Let's talk about the money.
Okay.
The real deal, because we need to talk about the money. Because a lot of buyers think once they're pre-approved, it's a wrap, they're ready to go. Is that right?
Absolutely not. Because pre-approval, honest to God, is just one part of it. But you have to understand that you have to understand what you can afford, and affordability is what comfortability comes with. And so that's super, super important when it comes to pre-approvals.
Absolutely. I love the not part. But I can tell you, agents right now are not going to take you out until you're pre-approved. Right. So please make sure you partner with your banks, your loan officers, the people you need to get that pre-approval, because that's going to walk us inches closer to the process for you. However, things do change, right? You may say like, hey, I want a bigger house. I could actually afford more.
Yep.
Or my significant other now wants to chip in to the contribution.
Yes.
And we could do more with what we have. So, or things get a little worse, right? Not that we're going to go that route,
right,
but things could change, and that's the most important part. Once we get that pre-approval, it gives us the opportunity to go out and shop.
Yeah, it gives you that confidence. It brands you that confidence to say, hey, this is my time. I get to shop for me. I get to know my parameters, and that's important, right? Because you want to buy something you absolutely love and want, and that's the name of the game.
Yeah, listen, I'm not a big fan of window shopping, because when I go shopping, I like to go with intention. That's what the pre-approval means to me, because I'm just going to look at the windows and I'm like, oh, I wish I had that.
Yes.
Or the reality is pre-approval is like, man, I know I can get that, right? Or you know what? Ugh, I really can't get that, even though it's right on the beach and I really want it.
Yep.
So we're going to go into the 5 first questions in this area.
Okay.
Question number 1. How much house can I really afford, not just qualify for?
That is a
Did
huge...
you just kiss that? I think you just
no,
kissed that.
I just went like that. That is a great question.
Chris
because
likes the mic over there.
That's a great question, and the reason why is that people take the pre-approval and they put it up as if it was the word of God, sort of say, and in reality, you can be pre-approved for $500,000. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to extend yourself that way, and so it's super important to know what is going to be comfortable for you, your debt to income ratio in terms of what you currently have under you, whether it be credit card debt, whether it be, a car loan that you have. You need to understand that your credit to debt ratio has to be below that 30% threshold to begin with, right? When we're going out for our particular loans. And so when it comes to, your pre-approvals, once you get that, yes, you got pre-approved for $500,000. doesn't mean you need to go to $500,000 just because it says that. The important thing is making sure that your value, that number that you have in your head in terms of what I want to pay a month for the roof over my head, should be around 30% of your paycheck a month. And so whatever that number is, that's the type of home you need to be looking after, because at the end of the day, you want comfortability. You don't want to be what I like to call house poor, which is working just to pay off a house.
I'll tell you, that's such a great point. I was going to do story time. Story time is one of the houses I purchased. We purchased with Tamily, my wife. You know her. It was a little crazy, right? Our DTI was a little high, and I was running about almost 50%. Our DTI was towards the house mortgage, and we were house poor, to be honest with you. So think about how you're going to make this investment. The big recommendation Chris did is 30%. And I'll let Chris tell you what the key group always focuses on.
I mean, that's what we're looking at. We're making sure that we're answering your questions. We want to know what you're comfortable with, and we're going to literally lay out our searches based on the information you give us. So if you're okay with a $2,000 a month mortgage, that's what we're looking for. We're going to be looking for those prices, those particular homes, obviously the most beautiful homes for you, so that you're comfortable month over month paying that particular mortgage, knowing that you are in safe hands. So that if something were to happen, God forbid, you know how the market is, there's layoffs happening at all different times, that payment could still be made and you are still comfortable in your home.
Yeah, it's super important to us that we definitely do the finances and make sure you're in a good place and you're at 30% of it, and that could be $3,000, it could be $5,000, it could be $10,000.
Yeah.
The reality is we want to make sure you're comfortable, right? We want this home buying experience to be the best ever.
Yeah.
Because that's what the meaningful part is for us, because we want to make sure that the biggest purchase in your life, that it's going to be an amazing one.
Yep.
Right. So
absolutely.
Super important.
The iconic phrase I always say, stay in your financial lane. That is super, super important. All right. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself singing your shoulda, woulda, couldas. So we'll leave it at that.
Question number 2. How much do I really need for a down payment in Tampa Bay? Like, Chris, tell us what is a myth and what is the reality?
The myth is you need the 20%. The reality is, and I'll tell you why. The 20%, honestly, it's kind of old school. At the end of the day, the 20% ran its course. That was way back when. I mean, I want to say early 80s and 90s. Interest rates were ridiculous. So the 20% brought down the value of the house, and you were able to pay off your house a lot faster because your interest rate was really high. Fast forward to today, it's the complete opposite. You got interest rates that are fairly low. I know a lot of you are thinking, hey, it's 6%. What are you talking about? Trust me, back in the 80s and the 90s, and you can look this up, interest rates were skyrocketing high. So the 20% applied there. Now you can do 3%, you can do 5%. There's so many federal assisting programs that you can apply for that can help you with this. FHA loans are another great source. So first-time home buyers, again, you want to be able to put down the 20%. Ideally, you do. But if you want to get into a home, putting in that 3%, 5% just to be able to get into the home, I think is ideal. We'll talk a little bit more later about PMI. That's a hot topic as well. There's a lot of people that hate it, a lot of people that don't know about it. And I think it's a great topic.
PMI.
Yeah.
We definitely got a question on that one because that's definitely a hot topic. You guys heard me mention this earlier, but we are offering a free guide. Right over here, you get the QR code. I'm going to send it to our website.
Hit it.
And the QR code is going to provide you a guide, and it's the things to consider when buying a home. And it is our Spring 2025 edition. Right. This question is actually answered in page 15 in the guide.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Question number 4.
Yes.
Number four. How can I avoid PMI, and what is PMI?
PMI is private mortgage insurance, and it sounds like the boogeyman word, PMI. A lot of people know about it, some people don't. But this is just basically something the lender does because you didn't put down 20%. And so they are, what they're doing is protecting their interest. Obviously, they're lending you a large amount of money.
They want their money.
And so they are going to enforce an extra interest into whatever you're paying a month. It is not an astronomical amount of money. However, it is something you will be paying on top of your mortgage. But for most part, It is something that can come off after you reach a certain amount in terms of equity, which is right about 20%, 22%, I believe. It does come off, your particular mortgage. However, FHA loans do not. And so that's the only program that does not like to take the PMI off. However, there are different ways to kind of maneuver yourself around that. So PMI is not a bad thing, not necessarily a good thing, but it's just something to protect the lender.
They call it MIP, mortgage insurance premium. That's what they call it.
Yes, story time. So when I first purchased my home, I didn't put down the full 20% because let's be honest, who's rolling around with $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, especially a young kid? And so I had PMI. But what I did was, or what happened to me was, I got a different job. I got more money. I was able to save a little bit more.
Leveled up.
And so leveling up is a big thing. And that's a lot of things that people don't think about. Also think about your ambitions in life and where do you see yourself in a couple of years, because those are going to pay dividends crazy for you. So I was able to now refinance my loan. PMI comes completely off. And on top of that, I was able to get a lower interest rate. So it was a win-win. Yes, refinancing, do you restart your loan? Absolutely. But you end up saving a ton of money because your interest rate is lower and there's no more PMI. So that's a good thing. And on top of that, it's a good feeling to know that you're saving money, not only from the PMI standpoint, but from the interest rate perspective.
Pat out.
That's
that
right.
Deserves a high five.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Pat out. Someone's leveling up. Question number 5. Number 5.
Do it.
Pow, 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 pow.
Do it.
Was that 5 pows? Pow,
5
pow,
pows.
pow, pow, pow.
Yes. I lost count after the second one.
Are there grants that I qualify for?
Absolutely. There are a lot of grants from a state level perspective, depending on where you are, but we're talking specifically about Tampa. There are grants that are available for everyone. Crazy thing is, there's 80% of home buyers that are qualified for them, and only 13% of them actually use them or even know about them. That is mind-blowing, the fact that there's so much money that's out there to help you and people don't take advantage of it. So definitely do your research, and then if you have a realtor, definitely ask them about it. Or as a realtor, we will be definitely talking to you about it because we want you to get every bang for your buck. And so we also have loan officers that we know that we can put you in contact with, because let me tell you, I know a guy. All right. So we'll put you in contact with them and they'll be able to tell you every inch, every nook, every cranny as far as what's available for you.
If you have more questions about this, hit the QR code over here. This is going to give you a bookmark for, not a bookmark. We're going to invite you over to schedule a FaceTime with you to talk about your options.
Yeah.
And if this is a question that's important to you, let's book that session. We're going to go and reach out to you. We're going to have a really good conversation to see what you qualify for, or who do we partner you with. So book that calendar right here.
Yes.
And if you happen to be on a mobile device and you're not on your phone, down below, hit the descriptions. You'll be able to click on the link there.
And one other thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right. Don't just sit here, like what we like and put a little comment. Subscribe. We got a lot of information coming at you literally week after week. So please.
Absolutely. If you find value on that, please share it with someone that you love or someone that you think will take advantage of this.
Trust me, there's a lot of us out there. A lot. And I know you need the help. Don't lie. I can see you. Don't lie.
You know what's weird? This is weird. Story time. A lot of our comments have been talking about people being unable to buy a home. To be honest with you, it really saddens my heart because the reality is what we're trying to do with a lot of our viewers and people around us or people who reach out is that we're trying to help them buy their home and not be ignorant about the process. And that's not from a negative place, but a lot of people don't know what they need to do to get a home. So we're here to help you. That's what it really comes down to. So forward this to someone, reach out to us because if I knew who you were, I'll call you right away.
Absolutely.
Right there. But I don't know who you are, right? So please initiate on however you feel most comfortable.
Reach out. You can call us and be like, hey, I'm anonymous. You don't even have to give us a name. Eventually, we'll get your name, though.
We need your name. We need your email. We need your phone number.
The important thing is you make that call, you get in contact with us, and we'll do our very best to make sure that you're set up for success for your future. So please don't feel like you can't afford a home. Trust me. It's not that it's easy, but it's very doable. So let's make that happen for you.
All right, that concludes part 1 of our segment.
Yay!
We're going to be going into part 2, and let's talk about the market realities right now. There's a lot of conversation that the market is crashing. It's crashing. Yeah. And there's a reality that I
Tumbling
believe...
down. The sky's falling. It's so...
I feel like it's a way overdue correction that we've been waiting for. So we're going to be going into question number 6. Will home prices drop in Tampa Bay this year?
That's a really great question. It's a tough one to answer because the market right now, at least in my eyes, is it's finicky right now. Let's be honest. And so prices, I think, are going to level out as far as being corrected to what they should be, because post-COVID or during COVID, is that the right word? Post-COVID, pre-COVID? Yeah, it's post-COVID, because pre-COVID means it was before COVID. All right, post-COVID, there was a surge, especially here in Florida, because of the amount of people that were moving here down to the Sunshine State. And so home prices skyrocketed, and that was a great thing. However, it was unprecedented. It was something that's never been seen before, because let's be honest, when was the last time we had a pandemic, a global pandemic that affected everything and everyone around you? And so the home prices are going to level out. I don't think there's going to be a drop. We're not talking 2006, 2007 when the market completely crashed. That is totally different. This is more about, let's regulate these houses. Instead of your house being worth, let's say, for example, $500,000, let's bring it down to $450,000, because that's where it should be. Or let's bring it down to $425,000. And in my honest opinion, I think sellers, they need to understand that, because this is what the market dictates. And so that is super, super important to be able to kind of be ahead of that and understand the value in your home and team up with a realtor, Hink, the Key Group, so that we can guide you on what to expect moving forward when it comes to your home values.
Hey, perfect time to plug in our guide again, because in page 6 and page 7, we're actually talking about the assessments of major companies from Wells Fargo to Zillow. And right now the prediction till 2026 is that the value is still maintaining high.
Yeah.
Right. We just did a market update last week, and all our 3 counties that we service have been up now. Inventory is absolutely increasing. So I think we're getting to a break where it is becoming a buyer's market.
Yes.
And the negotiation table is there. So we just finished talking to a couple of buyers where we had a serious conversation where the thought of like, hey, let me put my home for sale, and the CMA is saying that their house is worth X. And like, oh no, we want 100,000 more than that, or we want 50,000 more than that.
Right.
And here's the reality: the facts are the facts, right? We got to take the emotion out of it. And it's truly becoming a buyer's market where the buyer is saying, I'm not giving you above market.
Right.
I'm giving you maybe market, or maybe slightly above market.
Right. And
some of the offers that we're seeing right now is slightly under.
Yeah.
But right now, year-over-year growth, there's still an increase on the sale of a home.
Yes.
But there's absolutely a lot more sellers going on the market, specifically Pinellas, because we got hit with a lot of storms last year. So it's definitely impacting a lot of people that are just done with the bad weather, right? Have a big fear. They're looking at moving out of Pinellas County.
Right.
And that's honestly a big opportunity. If someone was looking for someone to live in a beach, like right now is the time, because you really scoop a really good deal.
Absolutely.
Look at Hillsborough. There's tons of development that's coming in. So for Tampa Bay specifically, I really don't see the worth of a home going down right now.
Right.
Because there's a lot of tech companies that are coming in, insurance companies that are coming in to Tampa Bay. We have great infrastructure that's being built. We got the Bright Line that's coming into from Miami to Orlando to Tampa. That's being built as well.
Infrastructure is growing. Jobs are coming. I mean, there's just so much happening in the Tampa Bay area specifically. And to your point about Pinellas County is one of those areas that, for the most part, was very homegrown. People that have lived there thousands of years, and I'm just throwing that number out there. But they've been there a very, very long time. But let's be honest, Pinellas County is a investor's dream. Why? You got beachfront property. You have proximity to so much things that are a lot of fun. Pinellas County is now, between downtown St. Petersburg, areas by many of the beaches there are up and coming. And so, yes, are there a ton of people moving out? Has there been, with the storms and stuff, they can't afford certain things? That happens. It becomes an investor's dream to be, beachfront property, or just somewhere near the vicinity of the beach, or just people in general, not just necessarily an investor, just people in general that would love to have an opportunity to own beachfront property. And I think that's great.
I would definitely love beachfront property. I'm going to be going on a search because hopefully everything works out.
I'm not a beach guy. I sometimes you gotta warm me up to it. You gotta let me know about 2 weeks before that we're going to the beach. Don't tell me the day before, because it'll most likely be a no. But I get it. The beach is a great place. You get to see amazing sunsets. And if you haven't been to a Florida beach, I implore you to do so. We have one of the most beautiful, sexiest, what's it called? Sundown, what is it?
Sunset.
There it goes. Sundown. We have an amazing amount of sunsets here. It's beautiful. The water, the air, the temperature. I mean, it's amazing to be a part of this beautiful community.
Yeah, absolutely. From Fort DeSoto to Clearwater, there's been a couple beaches on our coastline with the most amazing sunsets, which I love, have been rewarded with the best beaches in America. Right?
Yes.
So, hands down, the places to be, place to invest, and honestly, the places to live at. So, I think we're kind of like losing focus a little bit on what our question was. But will home prices drop in Tampa Bay this year? I don't really see it happening. I don't see it continuing because there's so much that's coming to Tampa Bay. There is a price correction. There's no question about that.
Yes. And there's a huge difference between price correction and drop. A drop is dramatic. 2008, you could buy a bedroom 3 bath home for $150,000. I know because I did that in 2010 when I purchased my first house. So that's not what you're going to see in this market.
Bro, that's 15 years ago, man.
I know. I know. But I took full advantage. I'll tell you that.
All right. Question number 7. How do interest rates affect? How do they affect me?
They affect you a lot. And by a lot, I mean even a 1% drop in your interest rate could save you hundreds, if not thousands. Right now, we're in the mid 6s, and even if you get a 0.25% drop on your interest rate, it's going to save you a ton of money. And so that's why I implore you to get with your lender before you buy that house and try to figure out, and have them figure out what's going to be the best options for you, because 0.5% or even a full percent drop in your interest rate could save you tens, if not thousands of dollars in the long run. Don't look at the short run. It's the long game. That's what the real estate world is all about, the long game. So definitely do that.
All right, I'm going to go back to our guide because it's a great visual aid. QR code here for the people watching on your computer, TV. So grab your phone, just go click. And then page 8 tells you, this is from Fannie Mae very specifically, its average mortgage rates will decline modestly, but remain above 6%, which likely shows you a lot of what you can afford. What's also good about this one, it also includes PMI here. So please check this one out. Download that guide. It's free.
Very educational.
I love free.
Yep, absolutely. Free is the name of the game. Whatever you can give for free.
Question number 8. Should I buy or keep on renting?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, because renting is, let's be honest, it's somewhat easier in my opinion, because you ain't got nothing to worry about, right? You pay a monthly amount, something breaks, you call the owner, hey, this broke. But essentially, what are you doing? You're paying for somebody else to live in that particular space. You want to be a homeowner. The name of the game is home ownership. Why? It builds generational wealth. Whether you want to believe it or not, owning a home tremendously brings up your value to yourself. And so renting, although very flexible, it's great. You definitely want to be in the market to be able to buy a home. And let's be honest, let's give us a call, because we can help you get there. So home ownership is the way to go. Renting, it should be for, a stopgap here and there, if that's what is something you're looking for.
Yeah, if you have an ability to buy, 100% recommended. Like Chris wound up saying, if you're renting, you're buying someone else's or paying someone else's future, right?
Yep.
Or financial wealth.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with that either, right? If you're in a place that you're saying, hey, I'm going to be here for a year or 2 years and move on because that's how I want my life to live, that's perfectly fine, right?
Yep.
I think what we always recommend is what is that financial reason, right? Why don't you pay yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because when you pay your mortgage, you're paying yourself in that loan.
Yes.
Because that's a great investment that's going to come out later. And guess what I'm going to say? Go to our PDF. And the reason why, our guide, what our guide it offers in page 10 is how rent has been continuously going up. Things to consider when buying. That's the name of our guide.
Get into it. And if you're watching this now, read along with us. All right. So that way you can stay in the know. It's super important. That PDF is super important. Lots of great information. But again, owning the home is the name of the game. Renting, short-term solution for you.
Question number 9.
Yes.
What's time in market and why does it matter?
Time in market is, and then a great question again. Time in market, a lot of buyers want to wait for the perfect time to buy a house. And let's be honest, I think we've all done that because maybe there's a certain layout that you're looking for, a certain price range that you're looking for. But in reality, the longer you wait, the more, the worse it becomes for you because that's really detrimental. And so, for example, a sample 3 to 4%, appreciation rate of a house that's $400,000. In 5 years, that's $80,000 in equity that you've gained on that house. And so if that house, you would have bought it 5 years ago, you would have an $80,000 increase in profit for your particular home. And again, real estate, again, is the long game. And you want to be a homeowner as quickly as possible because these homes are going to continue to appreciate. That's amazing to know that the house that you live in, the one that you covet, is making you money even while you sleep.
Absolutely. When you look at page 13 in our guide, things to consider when buying a home, it basically tells you if you buy a home in 2025 that costs $400K, by 2030 you're going to have $83,000 in your pocket extra.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to like timing the market, you just can't do that.
You can't.
It's just super hard. I think it's about what's happening in your life and not timing it, but understanding what's happening in life that you need to make the next moves.
Yes.
Right? If you're saying, hey, I'm going to wait till the market crashes or I'm going to wait till the market goes down, here's the reality. There's all the hype around the market crashing, but it's correcting, right? And that means that sellers who are overzealous are no longer able to do that.
Yes.
So, but this is a perfect example on page 13 on things to consider when buying a home. It tells you what your financial wealth could be over a period of time. And this is just 5 years.
Yeah.
Who's going to give you $83,000 in 5 years?
There ain't a bank in the world that's going to give you that.
Ain't no one going to give you that.
Nope. And sometimes, stock market, you may get lucky, but home ownership and real estate is where you want to be.
I know. All right. The investors who play in the stock market, don't give us the hate comments. They'll be like, I know that's going to wind up coming.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
$83,000. I know I could do it.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have your skills, all right?
Exactly. But if you got some tips, call me.
Tell me where to invest. Question number 10. What are the biggest mistakes buyers are making today?
We talked about it in the last question. Trying to time the market is number 1. Overextending your budget, that's number 2. And honestly, not hiring a realtor. Getting the help that you need to get you in the space that you want. Those are very much a lot of the mistakes a lot of new home buyers do. And so if you've been watching for this long and you've been going through the questions, these are the steps you need to take in order to make sure that you are as educated, you have all the accessibility in the world, and that you have a realtor that you can trust that can walk you through the entire process.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the reason why we do these videos, is because we want to make sure we're educating our people and we want to make sure you're doing the right steps, right? Just like how we started. Stop!
You scared the hell out of me.
Don't do nothing until you watch it, okay?
Yes.
Because again, this is super important. I hope there's a lot of value that you've gotten so far. Before we go into part 3, if you're interested in connecting with us, there's going to be Chris's phone number right here. Maybe like under his shirt, right over here.
Somewhere in this vicinity. If it goes across my face, that's a mess up, all right? It's supposed to be somewhere down here.
He always has his phone. He has his phone right here.
Yep.
He's always answering his phone. So if you want to send him a text, or if you want to find him on social media,
ooh,
Chris the Closer.
Chris the Closer. That is my Instagram handle. That is also TikTok handle. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Instagram, Facebook, it would be just my first and last name. That's all. Chris Alfaro, and you'll find me on Facebook as well. But Instagram is the way to go for me.
Send this man a message. If any of these questions have resonated, or if you want to give them some stock tips.
Yes.
But if you're not in those fields, there's no way you can make over $80,000 in 5 years. There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
No.
There's no. I mean, that was pretty good. We're going into part 3 out of 4 parts. Let's do a quick number 1. We talked about being financial readiness. No money, no honey.
No honey, no money, no honey.
In part 2, we talked about market readiness. We refer lots of the guide. There's a lot of great information visually and educational with a lot of great resources. Please check that out if you haven't already.
Yep.
We're going to be going to part 3, finding the right home for you. And before you leave us, we still have part 4, which gets even better. Contracts to closing, super important there. So let's go back to part 3, find the right home. Okay, so we talked about getting ready to buy, but what should I be looking for, and what kind of home fits my lifestyle and goals?
Well, you said it right there, your lifestyle. A lot of people need to be honest about what is their lifestyle, what's important to you when you want to buy a house. And by lifestyle, we mean, are you working from home? Do you commute to work? How far is that commute to work? Do you like to drive? I'm a driver, so I like to take long rides. I listen to podcasts. I listen to a ton of music. Do you have kids? Are the school zones that are around that house what you're looking for? And so that's what's going to work for you. That's what we do. We reverse engineer that information, and we find a home based on that criteria as far as what's important to you. And I think the lifestyle part of it is you being honest with yourself as far as what you're looking for. Obviously staying within budget, because that's what we want to do. Stay within budget so that it fits your lifestyle. So it's not bogging you down. You're not, quote unquote, house poor.
Now, it also depends on how you want to get in contact with us, right? Obviously, you have a couple of different ways, from a phone number, scheduling, a calendar, FaceTime, or Zoom call. One of the other things that I want to share with you guys as well, we also have something that we call the VIP questionnaire. And this really helps you guide you on some basic questions, right? It's going to ask you for your first name, your last name, your phone number, because that's required, Chris, right?
Yes.
Not just smoke signals.
Yes.
But honestly, what we're trying to do is, what is your real estate goals, right? That's one of the questions. Are you active duty? So salute to our vets. Got to salute our vets.
Yes. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
And what you do. Shout Absolutely.
Thank you.
Much love to Steven and all our vets. We have a lot of amazing friends that are close to us. We really appreciate what you guys do.
Absolutely.
And have given up in your life, and appreciate your spouses as well, because they've given up a lot as well. Love all you guys.
Yes.
But there's great advantages when you're going to buy a home and you happen to be active duty or veteran. So please reach out, because there's a lot of things that we would like to share with you guys. We also want to understand this VIP questionnaire. What is the timeline for you guys? Is something very soon? Is it over a year? Are you relocating to Tampa? Are you looking at moving out of Tampa? So those are one of the questions. Help us understand a little bit, maybe the zip codes you may know. And if you don't know that, that's okay. This is where we're here to help, right? We're here to help out and understand. Are you looking for a nightlife? Are you looking for someone more for your family? Are schools important to you? Are colleges important to you? Also, let us know what your price range, right? Are you under 300K or over $1 million? We have a lot of agents in our team who specialize on a lot of different skill sets there.
And if you don't know that, that's okay also, because again, that's what the pre-approval is for. So when you talk to your lender, they'll figure that out for you, and then you'll be able to definitive fill out that answer and say
30%,
500,000, 500,000, 750,000, 1 million, or whatever.
Don't do over 50%.
No, you don't.
Maybe you're entering a phase in your life that it's retirement's important to you, and you want a social club with people in your same age group, right? And that's important to you. That's absolutely very important to us. Again, these are all questions that's going to help us answer and connect with you. And then, when do you prefer? Like, are you someone who's late, someone who's early? Let us know when you want us to reach out to you. And of course, if there's anything else that's important that you want to share with us before we get in contact with you. And that's a VIP questionnaire. If you happen to be watching on your TV or in your computer, there's going to be a QR code here. But if you're not there, rest assured, don't worry about it. Just below, click on the link if you happen to be on a tablet or your mobile device. Just wind up doing that. All right, question number 12. Chris, let's get down and dirty. Let's go in by county. And I want to know, for first-time home buyers, where you want to direct them to?
That's a great question. I mean, it really honestly depends on you. You being the lifestyle fashionista, because what's important to you, being close to your job. Again, the school zones for your kids, if you have kids. Tampa Bay is full of, I would like to say, everything when it comes to whether it be nightlife, whether it be the type of schools you're looking for, safe neighborhoods, and all of that. So in Hillsborough County, first area that comes to my mind is Riverview. And south of that, a little bit south of that would be Apollo Beach. That's more closer to the water area. A little bit of north in the Tampa Bay area, Carrollwood. There's the Citrus Park area. There's the Lutz area. Those are all very great areas within Hillsborough County that offer a tremendous amount. I mean, you have, your areas, your Targets, your Walmarts, you name it, it's around there. So when it comes to Hillsborough County, that's what I can suggest. Pinellas County, you have Safety Harbor, Largo, Clearwater. These are all places that not only are really, really safe, trendy, but you're right there by the water. I mean, if you're a beach person and you like Pinellas County, and you like the beach, go to Pinellas County, because why not? That's going to be your area. And then further south of that would be the downtown St. Pete area, which is like super trendy, has all types of things that happen when it comes to nightlife, trendy bars. They got ice cream that you could die for in those places. I mean, it's not that I love ice cream, but I just figured I'd mention that. But there's just so much to offer when it comes to the Pinellas County area. And so those are my 3 spots for Pinellas. Now, if we're talking about Pasco County, which is further north of Tampa Bay, but is still considered Tampa Bay, Wesley Chapel. Wesley Chapel is amazing. When I tell you that this place has exploded from a nightlife perspective to a growth perspective to just homes that are beautiful in general, Wesley Chapel is the place where you want to go. Also, think about Land O'Lakes. That's a little bit further west. Yes, further west is going to be Land O'Lakes. You're also thinking about Zephyr Hills. Zephyr Hills has new and upcoming areas, communities that are striking up there. We have large freshwater lagoon communities. Further north of Zephyr Hills is what they call San Antonio. There's a beautiful neighborhood called Murata, another fresh lagoon. There's another one a little bit further south in the Wesley Chapel area that's called Epperson. And so there's so much that is to offer when it comes to amenities with these communities, and they're just amazing to be. Those are my top picks, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that the bigger point you wanted to make at the beginning of this question is we got to understand what your needs are.
Yes. We listen, but we don't judge.
We listen, but we don't judge. And I think what makes us so great is really understanding and listening to what your needs are.
Yes.
And making sure we put you in a lot of great places. But I tell you, man, like Tampa Bay, there's so much that's happening.
Yeah.
And I think that skirts depending where you're at, because there's the next question that we're coming to, which is question number 13 is, should I consider new construction? And I think when you look at the Tampa Bay market, you could find new construction in Tampa, but you're going 100% custom with a custom builder there.
Yes.
And then you got a lot of builders around Pinellas and the outskirts of Hillsborough.
Yes.
And more importantly, in Pasco, which is just skyrocketing right now with new builders. They're really making some great investments in community lifestyles, from farming, from lagoons, really depending on what you're liking. I think that's my question. Let me send it back. Putting it back.
In my humble opinion, absolutely. I can't curse on this. Absolutely. Because there's so many builders that are offering so many great incentives. I mean, incentives are what you're looking for. If you're looking bang for your buck, you need incentives. And what I mean by incentives is, if they're going to offer you, let's say, $50,000, $60,000 to just do some simple upgrades to the house that you're already building, why not? If they're going to help you with closing costs, upwards of $20,000 to $30,000 towards your closing cost, why not? If you're going to get even more money or help towards a rate buy down when it comes to your interest rate, why not? So the question to that is, absolutely you want to go new construction, because you're getting a brand new house. It is yours. You're the first and only owner. If you can swing it, by all means, go ahead and do so. So when it comes to new construction, that is my preference when it comes to new homeowners, because you're getting so much literally given to you right from the beginning.
Chris, I'm gonna go back to our guide.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm gonna go back to our guide, because right now the statistic is 1 in 3 homes that are being sold is a new build. And the point that you wanted to making is that the incentives that are being offered, I think this is probably the first time right now that new build is typically stretching the market, the pricing to go higher.
Yes.
I don't think that's no longer true. Resale is now typically higher because resale is often someone who owns it, and they can't compete with incentives that the new builders are doing.
Yes.
Right. So things to consider when buying a home. Check out that PDF because there's a guide on page 5 that gives you that specific statistic. And so new builds is, to me, if it's close to what you want, what you're trying to accomplish with your family.
Yeah.
Or your business, because there's a lot of healthcare services that are moving into our area. We talked a lot about Two Rivers and Angeline. There's a lot of investments there that are happening there from healthcare. There's some amazing STEM schools that are there now. There's charter schools that are going in there. So like if you look at some of the family dynamics for you, it's pretty incredible. So check that out.
And one other thing, not to poo on people that own homes, because you pulled up that stat as far as them having a hard time competing with the new builds. There's still a market in it for sellers right now, because obviously the home is ready. The house looks amazing. It probably has really good upgrades to it, and it's more about, again, what you need right now. If you can wait, new build is the way to go. If you need a place right now, maybe looking at a pre-owned home is the way to go, because everything is ready for you and you could be in your new home anywhere between 30 to 60 days. So again, I don't want to poo-poo on the sellers, because they make negative comments on there. Be like, what are you trying to do? You trying to screw with my money?
Well, I guess what I'll tell you is, if you're looking for a Starbucks to be close to you, you're probably going to have it close to a resale, right? Because those communities are established.
Exactly.
And if that's important to you, go for it. The Starbucks are coming in the future of these new build communities, right? They might be in the outskirts of coming
yes.
I think when I look at Angeline, is there a Starbucks around there? There is no Starbucks.
There is no Starbucks.
But I'm sure Starbucks has it planned.
Absolutely. Because I have a strong feeling they're going to put a Publix in there, or they're going to put something in there where they can put a Starbucks to some degree, maybe somewhere close to that.
Like for Two Rivers, there's definitely Publix coming right at the entrance of Two Rivers.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Which is going to be amazing. They have a Publix in Murata. They have a Publix in Emerson.
Yes.
And by the way, that Publix is dynamite. If you haven't been to that Publix, you got to go to that Publix.
It is next level food shopping. I mean, it is next level. When I tell you they got everything, they got everything. Oh my God. It's not fair. It's not fair. Publix have a monopoly, but I'm here. They are amazing.
We don't want to be sued. They do not have a monopoly.
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, when it comes from a customer service perspective, Publix, I'm your guy.
Publix is great. And on that tip, like food.
Yes.
If you haven't been able to tell, I talk often about food. If you want us to do a review, especially on that new concept Publix, which has a bar in it, by the way. They got a pizza shop in there. They make fresh popcorn daily there.
Do you see why I'm saying they're amazing?
If you want us to do a review or a walkthrough of that Publix, please put it in the comments, because if there's a demand and you want it, we're going to do it.
Yeah, and we could save you the trip. Honestly, we'd like to go, and we'd save you the trip, especially if you live like further down Tampa and you've always wanted to know what these Publix look like. We'll take a tour, a really quick tour.
If you stayed with us this far, you guys are champions.
Yep. MVP.
If you haven't subscribed, or more importantly, comment below, or more importantly, forward this to someone that is in this process or is about to be in this process. It's super educational. I hope you had as much fun watching us as we educate you guys to enter this process. But without further ado, let's go into part number 4.
Yes.
Contracts to closing is what we're going to get into.
Super important.
Yes, you've been window shopping. I know. You've been looking, you've been going through all these apps and kind of finding out what home you want to figure out. But let's fast forward. I found a house. Now what do I do? What should I do once I'm under contract?
I think we said it right at the beginning. Stop whatever you were thinking about doing. Stop shopping. Stop opening up credit cards. Don't buy a new car. Oh, don't do that. Don't do anything with your finances. Don't even change banking accounts. Don't do anything. Don't co-sign for anybody. That's rule number 1. Don't ever co-sign for anybody. Don't do anything with your finances, because they can negatively impact your end game when it comes to once you get to closing. So your path for 30 to 60 days is to stay put. It is so important. You can't understand how many people do not stop doing what they normally do for the sake of their own selves. So basically, stop getting in your way and just stop. Just stop. Stop doing what you were doing. Okay? Do like Robert De Niro in the movie Goodfellas. I told you not to buy anything. Didn't I tell you not to buy anything? Don't buy anything. That's what I'm telling you to do. Don't buy anything. And if you know, you know. All right? You should do a lot better than that. I'm telling you, don't do anything with your finances. Lenders hate that. Your realtor's going to hate that. And it may jeopardize you getting into that house.
I would say, Chris, refer to our guide. Things to consider when buying a home.
Yes.
In page 16, it tells you don't be buying a car. Well, I'm sorry. Those are my terms. Honestly,
Yes.
what it does tell you is don't go buy your appliances, right? Because sometimes a home does come with a fridge.
Yeah.
And sometimes you want to upgrade that fridge because that fridge in Tampa Bay often becomes your garage fridge.
Yes. Yeah, we did that.
Or you want to upgrade your washer and dryer. You know, like we can't be increasing our DTI, but refer to page 16 again. It's education, it's providing value, things you should not do once you're under contract.
Yes, and the key word is stop and wait. So all of you that like to swipe Amazon, stop doing that. All right, because you're just adding more and more to yourself. Just cool the jets. Be happy, go to sleep, get in your little pillow. Oh my God, I'm going to be a homeowner in 30 to 45 days. Just think about that as you sleep every night. And if you got to lock away your credit cards and your debit cards, well, maybe not your debit card because obviously you got stuff to pay. But credit cards, lock them up until you actually sign off on that house. It's the best advice I can give you.
Don't apply for anything else. Don't be getting that Best Buy card.
No.
Because
and stay away from department store credit cards. They are the worst. They are the worst department stores. I'm talking to you, Macy's.
Is Macy's still around? I think they are.
Yeah, they are. They're not going anywhere.
I think JCPenney is the one who went out.
Yes.
Question 15, our final question.
Yes.
I can't find a home. Do I still need a realtor? What's a realtor for?
A realtor is there to help you. A realtor is there to educate you. A realtor is there to make your life easier. Because honest to God, there's so much that you don't know that you wish you had a realtor. And so a realtor is super important to, again, make matters and things a lot easier for you. We're there to negotiate in your behalf. We're there to educate you on a lot of stuff that you don't know. We're there to give you access on a lot of stuff that you need access to. And so it is super important that you team up with a realtor. I myself am one, in case you haven't noticed. And it's super important to understand that your realtor is going to have your back. And in a market like Tampa Bay, the difference between making a really bad mistake to a really good one could all come down to the realtor that you have. So it's very important, I think, to have a realtor. Because again, they're there for your best interest and they're going to do their best to put you in the best position for your life moving forward. And that's creating generational wealth.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you anymore. Going back to our guide, we're going to go back to our guide. Things to consider when buying a home. There's actually 5 of them right now. So we're going to put it on the slide for you right now so you can actually see on your device. Delivery industry expertise. We're local agents. We live here. This is what we love. This is where we play. We absolutely know a lot about what's happening in our markets. We also like to understand what's happening with with market value. We're up to the point right now because of so much change that's happening. There's so much hype with the market. We're pulling up comps, CMAs on a weekly basis, just to understand where the market's at. Right, it's super important.
Yeah,
that's where we're at right now. I don't remember in the last 15 years if we were able to do that information because the market hasn't been changing as much. But right now, that's how often we pull out comps.
Yeah.
Once something sells, we want to make sure what the square footage of that home is going for. But it's super important. We're also reviewing the contract for you. We want to understand what the fine print, right? It's not just what they're telling you is going to be happening. You want to make sure you're understanding everything that's happening in that contract. And then number 5, negotiate.
It's the name of the game.
That is probably one of the biggest assets that we take pride in. We've done a lot of training around that with our team to make sure that we're doing the most for our customers, to be super honest. So things to consider when buying a home.
Yep.
Free download. Hey, thank you for making it all the way towards the end. Really appreciate tons of gratitude for you guys staying this long with us.
Absolutely. And looking at this ugly mug this whole entire time. So shout out to you for doing that.
I think I'm good looking, but I'm sure you'll be able to tell us in the comments.
Modesty.
I take after my son. Yeah. I'm the best. If you know, you know. My son.
Yes.
I almost said our son. Just confused everything.
Yeah, I know. Comment section would be going nuts right now. How
all
cute.
Right. Once again, I appreciate you guys staying this far. If you have, that means you're ahead of 90% of people that are buying their home for the first time.
Yeah, that's big.
And if you're serious about buying a home in the Tampa Bay market, we are honestly here to help you. That's what we want to do. We have tons of skills to help you, tons of value to provide for you. And if you haven't already, please download that guide.
Yes.
Hopefully, maybe you were doing it as we were discussing some of these topics, but it has a lot of great packed information to really help you throughout this journey, because it's not an easy one, and it's a big investment that you're making.
Yeah.
So definitely download that as well.
Yep. Book a call with us. That's half the battle right there. We'll be able to help you with that. Book a call with us and fill out that VIP form. It's super important. That just makes things streamline everything for yourself as far as what you're looking for, and it'll help us understand what you're looking for and what your lifestyle is all about.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put up Chris's phone number right there.
Somewhere up there.
Please go ahead and send him a text or give him a call.
Absolutely.
He's a talker if you haven't noticed.
Nah, sometimes.
So thank you again for making it this far. If you're staying this far, please, if you haven't subscribed, forward to someone, comment below. We've given you a lot of great content.
Subscribe. It's very easy.
I'm pretty excited. We hit over 100 subscribers. I know it's a little baby compared to some other ones. We're on our journey to 100,000. We want to hit that silver plate eventually.
Absolutely.
But we're going to do it video at a time, providing value for you.
Yep.
And if you haven't already, right now, I think over here, you're going to be able to find model tours. We love giving some model tours.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of the homes and new builds that are happening all in Pasco, Hillsborough, and Pinellas County. So check it out.
Yes.
And if there's something specific that you want to see, put it in the comments. We'll be happy to go out and network with some people. We have some great relationship with these builders. That to the point that sometimes we get some extra incentives.
That's right.
But you got to reach out.
You're not going to know unless you reach out. Absolutely. So
100%. Thank you guys.
Yep. Take care. See you next Thursday.
Woo woo.